What's up, guys? Welcome to Shay's World. I am your girl Shay, and we are back with House of Villains Season 2. This is episode 3. And with me, I have my lovely, lovely co host.
Your boy Malik was good. Villains, the house.
And whoever
Hello.
just texted you, what's good?
No, literally. Actually, maybe I should silent.
Put it
I'll
on
just turn my
my
monitor off. Yeah, I'll just turn my monitor off. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Back to House of Villains. Sorry it was late. We were initially going to wait and do
What are you
episode
talking about?
3 and 4 together because it does come on tonight. But it's not often that Malik gets off early and we can knock something out. So we just decided to go ahead and do episode 3. So here you
Okay,
go.
take
You
advantage
ready?
of the moment.
You got your popcorn?
Yes.
You got you something to drink? Have you hit the like button yet? Have you hit that subscribe button yet? If you haven't done those things, then you're not ready. So we'll give you a second, literally a second.
You can pause. You got the
So
power.
that too. And we're back.
Okay.
So episode 3, all of our predictions were completely off for who was going to come back through that wall.
Boo! It should have been Bobby Lights. Sorry, you already brought back. You already brought back New York. Why not bring back another villain, another top tier villain at that?
Well, he'll be on tonight's episode. However, it wasn't Bobby Lights. It
Oh
was
my god!
Larsa Pippen.
Where do we know Larsa from?
Trader season 2.
Larsa Pippen can't get away from it, can we? It's just following us everywhere.
Everywhere. Like they're everywhere. The game shows are
It's
everywhere.
everywhere. The traders are
Everywhere.
everywhere. Wow. Okay, I don't remember her much from season 2, but I do. I remembered the name, and I was like, I know
Because she
her.
was in there with Marcus. She was the only person that was in there with Marcus. Okay.
Okay, now I remember. It's so
Now
unfortunate. It takes her boyfriend to jog the memory, but it's
her ex, excuse me, her ex.
oh, my excuse me, my bad. Her ex, forgive me.
Y'all need the Larsa fans coming for us. Um, since according to the host, she is there because she has more followers, Instagram followers, than everybody in the house. So corny. Anyway,
Period.
like her lover, she's here. Um, and I'm honestly that's how I
Well,
feel.
I thought that was a joke. I think that they brought her back because everybody wanted her in season 1, and when they saw that she wasn't in there, so they were like, okay, well, we have to bring Larsa, but they already booked everybody, all of their villains. So they were like, okay, well, I guess we'll just finagle something. The first villain that gets out will get replaced with Larsa.
I I don't know. I honestly I don't know. I don't have a theory. Um, and I guess that's just because of my give or take. I can take her or leave her. That I didn't go do any research to figure out what's the real tea of her coming in. I do
Oh
know,
yeah,
however, that it is rumored she wasn't there for the first 2 episodes because she was filming the Traitors reunion. So I don't
I
know.
guess.
I don't know. But because
Why
keep
did?
in mind,
Why is she filming the
remember,
Traders
there were no
reunion? But
challenge people on season 2 of Traders because they were filming season 40. Hence, so it actually does kind of line because all of those shows ended up filming
at the
around the
same
same
time,
time, or a little one was finishing and one was starting because Wes couldn't do season 40 of the challenge because he did this show.
House of Villains.
Hmm. So I guess that's probably about right then. Yes, she was probably doing Traders. They maybe needed a filler or time constraints had to start filming for, using this house for set time. I don't know. And I didn't really want to. theorize about it because I knew I would go off on a tangent
If you
until
was
I
in,
figured
okay,
it
I'm
out.
sorry. I know I'm not helping in this moment, but if you were Wes, would you go back to Survivor 40 or would you do House of Villains season 2?
Well, it would have been the challenge 40, not Survivor.
Or sorry, the Challenge,
Well,
Survivor,
he
House of Villains, the
technically
GOAT.
retired from the challenge, so it was a no-brainer for him that he was going to do House of Villains. He has a new kid. Um I think his child, the last season that he did of the challenge, his wife was pregnant. Um, so I think maybe his kid is one or two, if that, at the time they were doing the filming. And so I did watch him on Bananas podcast, and he said that House of Villains is 3 weeks versus the challenge is 3 months. And he said up to 3 months, if you last that
Oh,
too long, on top of your, obligations to go out and promote, and then you have to
right.
eat, it takes more. So it was always a no brainer for him to do House of Villains. I'm just saying, if they could have maybe thrown an extra dollar his way to persuade him, he
To go
wouldn't
to the
have been able
challenge.
to. Yeah, he wouldn't have been able to because he had signed on for House of Villains. So
Right.
either way,
Hmm.
we have Larsa Pippen, and
Yes, Larsa Pippen. Scottie Pippen.
so Victoria knows her. They know each other from Miami. We don't know if this is a good know each other or a bad know each other because Larsa kind of like ignores Victoria for the most part. Um,
Because you're not supposed to say, hey, I know you in front of everybody, Victoria. Anyways, sorry.
that or I mean, Larsa was kind of making the point about if I like you, you'll know I like you, or if I don't like you, you'll know I don't like you. So I don't
That
know
was a
what to
good
make of that.
indicator.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so for the drama of that alone, I'll take it. I'll take it. New York goes up to her room. Or wait, before
We're still in the layer, aren't we? Or
no. So
is it
they come
after the
out of the
layer?
layer. So yeah, I mean she's here. She's here. No,
Yeah.
because Victoria didn't say it until they were in the kitchen or whatever. Yeah, they were in the
Huh.
kitchen. So then we have New York and Rich. I can't remember exactly what New York said to Rich, but he wasn't fully giving her, the reaction that maybe she wanted so that she can truly blow up on him. But she did a classic New York, say some shit that leave people confused and walk the hell off, you know. But needless to
What did
say,
she say? I can't even remember what she said. It was
I
so, it
can't
was
either.
like,
Yeah, that's how I was looking at my phone, like, what? Oh, okay. I'm gonna take it because
okay,
it's
eat
New
him
York.
up, sister. Eat him up.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
eat him up. Eat him up.
That puts her on Richard's radar. I don't know if she was previously on the radar, but that for sure puts her on Richard's radar.
Why? What? Where did this come from?
It came from, I know she called him sneaky. It came from the day before. Something, she called him crafty or
Weren't
something.
they playing a mini game? They were playing a mini game, and Richard did something, and New York was like, whatever this mini game was. New York was like, "You're sneaky, gra gra gra, brow brow brow." I don't remember what the mini game was for this episode, but I think that's what it was. And she
Okay.
didn't like how he was moving.
So wait, did that incident actually happen?
I think that was a little bit later. I think that was after the mini game.
Uh, it was after the challenge, huh? It was
I
after
think
they got
so.
back in the
Or
house.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Not mini game, but the challenge, the supervillain challenge, which I
Gotcha.
don't remember what it was.
I got you. I got you. I got you. So boom. The first argument was the first question of the night after everybody comes back in. Larsa's here. Woo, you look it up. Where's she
Where's she
gonna
finna put her head? Okay. Where's she still asleep? The
Well,
question
Mike
on
Lake,
everybody's mind.
Naturally, coming in late into a game, somebody's left, you would take their room. However, I can understand. I don't even think it was her being necessarily divalicious or anything like that to say she didn't want to sleep in the room with Spectacular and Wes. You don't know these people. Um, so I'm with her. And naturally, in my mind, it does make sense to go to Candy Muse and ask Candy Muse to accommodate and switch, considering
What's
she
the
didn't nec-
consideration?
it's a room full of boys.
So when I ask another,
There was another or wasn't another man because the other two men you have Safari and Richard, but they're in the room together. So either way, she would still be in the room with a man had she asked
Mhm.
Richard or Candy is the
Okay,
only
okay, okay, okay,
person
okay.
left that you can ask, and that's just off of genetically. I understand. I
Right.
respect you in drag, but you do come out of drag even in this house. So
You are a boy
you
at
know,
the end of the day.
um, and but baby Candy wasn't going.
She was not.
She
She
was
was not.
not going. And that's where we get the infamous this is how welcome to House of Villains or whatever. And I
Uh,
was like, mhm, I'm
so
listening.
you know, I'm not moving my room for nobody. You got welcome to the house of villain. I run this house. If you not moving, I'm not switching rooms for nobody.
I already unpacked my clothes. I already unpacked my
I
shoes.
already unpacked all my clothes. I got all my drag in the closet. I'm not going nowhere. Word Candy. Eat her
And
up.
nowhere she went.
And know where she went.
Nowhere she went.
That's the candy I live for.
Um,
I'm sorry.
so Victoria, kissing ass, hoping to buy some points with Larsa, decides to give up her room. And she'll go sleep with Wes and Jesse, which I'm okay with her sleeping in there because she's technically working with them. So I was cool with that move or whatever.
Right.
Um, the next morning we get the host. We see shots of the host, coming through the kitchen like a thief in the night, and he put something in the refrigerator, and Victoria's the person who finds it. And she finds, as she says, her words, not mine, the smallest cock she's ever put her hands on. I said, do tell about some others. What's the
Well, it's
biggest
this.
cock you put your hands on? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just saying, she opened up the doors. Answer the question.
Answer the question. You already brought it up.
What you mad
She
about it?
already brought it up.
So, yeah, she finds this, and we don't get any shots of her telling anybody about this. So, it's cool. Next we get a scene. We find out they're having a 70s party that night. So I don't know if they knew what it was, but it was going to be their challenge was going to be at night, and it was going to be a
Did
70s
they? New
theme.
York was shook. New York thought she was getting a party. Okay.
And
New
then
York said,
Victoria, when he told Safari, great acting, Safari.
he said, "What? No.
So yeah,
What?"
but before we go down there, we have Camilla, Richard, and Candy sitting at the table. Because again, we've already talked about how Camilla is working with Richard and Camilla is working with Wes.
West.
So they're talking, and Richard lays out his plan. Of course, he wants Safari up there, although Safari is his roommate. I said, shady, shady, shady.
Mm-hmm.
Um, of course, he wants Wes up there, and then he wants Tiffany up there. He wants those three up there. So I'm like, three people that's working together, a full alliance. Okay, I see you. I see how you moving. Um, and I was like, I felt like Camilla was going to take that information, and at some point, we was going to see her run and tell Wes about the plan. That is what I thought.
But she's also working with Richard.
I understand that, but she's working with both.
I understand that.
But I thought she would have went back and told it. Maybe not have told him that his name was up there, But maybe you would have put a little bug in his ear like he's on to Safari.
See,
What?
I feel like as a double agent, you can't play your cards at every turn. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like something's gotta sizzle out on their own or flare up on their own, you know, and then that's when you pick a side maybe and solidify yourself.
She picked a
Be-
side that night, maybe not the following night, but that night she picked a side.
what was that?
During, I'm finna get to it. I have a
Oh,
question
okay.
for you first. What do? Oh shit! Damn.
What?
I was about to ask. What was your take on? I don't even know anymore. I'm so serious. I
Wow,
had
we
a
were
whole
talking about is it a scenario dealing with House of Villains?
yeah.
Okay, okay. An argument, 70s party,
We had to bring it to the
West,
70s party.
Camilla, Richard, and Wes, and whoever else they were talking to, putting up Safari, West, and New York.
What do you think about Candy? Thank you. What do you think about Candy saying that she thinks Safari is manipulating Wes? Do you see that as a true statement or do you see that as false?
No, I see it as backwards. I think that West is manipulating Safari, and it looks like Safari is manipulating West because Safari won Supervillain of the Week and made the first big moves. So, and they're in cahoots, obviously. So that's I think that's why Candy feels like Safari is the mastermind. But the problem is she's looking at what she sees instead of like understanding, you know, how things should more than likely be working. I don't think, you know, Safari, who's new to these competition games, understands the moves that he's making. So for him to be making such calculated risks and moves has to be coming from somebody who knows, aka his right hand man.
Mr.
That's if I was in the House of Villain, if I was the villain, and if I was in Candy's Hills and Wig.
That was my question. All right, so let's move on to the challenge of the night, the supervillain challenge of the night. It is the 70 themes party, and this is a game that you basically show your cards because you're gonna be dancing. We're gonna get, get our good B roll of the Soul Train line, different people's moves. But ultimately, when the music stops, what is the host name?
Joe McHale.
Okay, Joe's gonna say, um, he's gonna call out some numbers like two groups of four, or three groups of three. And ultimately, however, whatever he calls out, there's always going to be an odd man out. So basically, it's kind of like, where do you fit in? Now, here's the thing. Once the groups are done, he gives you a few minutes so the person that's left, people can push people out and pull in different people and save people. Needless to say, we get down to the last three. The last three are Richard, Candy, and Camilla. And I was just like, how amazing is this? This was just really good TV to me because I didn't think Richard still had it in him. I'm gonna be honest, he isn't my winner pick. But this quick and this early out of the gate, I didn't think he would be really, really trying to make these moves and not care. I thought that once he saw the premise of the game, he might have taken a little backseat. But he made sure what he wanted or who he wanted in the end ended up in the end.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, 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 all right, Richard. Hats off.
Okay, Mr.
Early
Hatch.
going. You
Hats
know,
off to the Hatch.
absolutely. So the last call is one group of one. So they're debating and they're strategizing, and Camilla, being the amazing black woman that she is, convinces these guys to just give it to her. And she's going to stick with the plan. Just give it to me. Just give it to me. And they give it to her. They gave it to her now. Remember this. They gave it to her. I was
I
just like,
remember. I remember. I remember
I was just
everything.
like, okay,
Nah,
all
I'm
right,
sorry.
all right, all right. Now, I was conflicted going into the little banishment
Oh, and then
ceremony.
this is when New York starts going off on on Richard too
So,
in the
yes.
in
So
the
now we can go back to the New York and Richard. So after this game, because I think maybe Richard threw Tiffany out, or he had a hand in, Tiffany being eliminated, or I don't know how she saw it, but obviously she saw Richard having a hand in her being eliminated.
yeah, she saw
So,
some sneaky
or,
move. I
or,
didn't see it, but
or,
oh, I missed it.
hold on, let's throw something else out there. Could New York actually this time, because she does seem a little more checked in, because she did clock it, and I didn't say it at the beginning of the show. She did clock the fact that we have another housewife in the house. Like, okay, when Larsa first got there, New York made a comment. I don't know if it was in her confessional or they just kept the soundbite in, but New York made a comment about there being another housewife. So I'm like, oh, okay, you paying attention. You like, are you locked in this time? Like, are you
Mm,
really locked in for a do over?
right.
So could New York going off on Richard by calling him very crafty, because she called him very crafty,
Called him very crafty.
um, could she have taken note of how he played that particular game? Do you think so, or you think New York just maybe wanted a moment and he was her target?
Honestly, I think she probably does see, like how Richard is playing.
Mhm.
But what the problem is with, like New York and personas like New York, because they're so hysterical when they do things like this and they call out bullshit. It looks like they're just saying it to make a moment or just because they're angry. And then when they're like, no, like I see right through you. I'm not joking. Like, oh. So I feel like that's one of the moments that we have right now. I think New York
We're
sees
at
it,
that
but
crossroads with New York, because we also
yeah,
know New York sees things that, she sees things, as she
she sees
say,
things.
as she said. But last New York is New York. I
She
understand that.
is. That,
And
and
I
I think
love
that's what it is. I think that's why everybody was just like, okay, girl, this is okay,
because
whatever.
after her moment, my girl went upstairs to her room and was in her room.
She said, I don't know what your prince on something couldn't take it, but I can. I'm like, what?
What are
Why?
you talking about?
What? Who?
Now let's just go to the banishment ceremony. So this is our second banishment ceremony. Camilla sits in her chair.
Wait. Because did we talk about when they went on their top golf date?
So
So boom.
yes,
So boom.
so boom. The reward. She got to choose her reward, and she chose Hatch and Candy. And she kind of framed it in the people who helped her get there, whatever. Woohoo! I would have took other people, um,
I don't think
considering.
anybody suspected it though.
No, nobody. I don't think anybody suspected anything, but Wes definitely has his eye on her from that. So, you know, who knows if he went back and told Safari, watch out for her, or just we don't know, you know. So she needs to watch
I
out.
would have taken Wes
And
and
Richard.
Hatchet.
Yep.
Yes, just to have a little fun. Just have a little fun.
Yep. I really
Two
would have.
fucking wolves at the
That would have been
table.
so freaking good.
It would have been
Oh,
great.
that would have been so good. Oh, it would have been so good. So anywho, woo,
Not her trying to fight
I'm
it.
trying to push through it, y'all. It's the job. It's the
And
job.
they got her waking up at 6 in the morning, y'all. In the
It's-
freaking morning.
Like it got to the point. Well, I make it at 7:40. I park my car on the side of the building. I get out. I go in and clock in, put my stuff down, and then I go back outside and go put my car in my park and walk back across the street to the building. They go to Top Golf. Camilla kind of really didn't she say she kind of just wanted to chill, like she really didn't want to talk strategy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But all they wanted to talk was strategy.
Mm. Rich said, bump that. Look. Let's talk brass taxes. So that was
This
Rich.
who is need this who needs to be on the hit list, and this who needs to go, because
Mm-hmm.
he framed it as they're interfering with all of us, but no, they're interfering with you, because Camilla is good with Wes. Little do you know, you know. So look at
Uh
you.
oh.
See, yawning is contagious.
I don't know what you're talking about. You gave it to me. Yeah. You gave it to me.
So first little clue that Miss Camilla was a sneaky something was when she jokingly said Richard is going up here, because all of the balls she didn't necessarily hit. Production was putting like faces of people on there, but I think she was saying their names. But that last ball she hit had Richard Hatch's face on it. And I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I missed that.
You did.
I did.
It was my
I
first
wasn't. I was at work, so when I was watching it, I was like listening for the most part
horse.
and like looking every now and again.
Understood. So we get to the banishment ceremony. Camilla makes this little speech. I don't remember it verbatim, y'all. Please, I apologize. Um, but she starts
He
off.
said, "I'm a real bitch, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Let's go."
I'm here. I'm here for my family.
Okay, and I'm gonna
I'm
let y'all
trying to have a
know
Bad
what's
Girls
good. I'm a bad girl.
season 2, just like Bad
Okay,
Girls 1 season 1.
that part.
First person she puts up is who? Who's the
I
first
don't
person
remember.
she
I'm
put
sorry.
up?
Oh, Safari. Was it
Safari.
Safari? It
I
was
think it's
Safari.
Safari. She
I think
goes
it was
Safari.
Safari.
Safari's pissed.
He talking about wow. Wow.
So then she goes
Like you
wet.
ain't know.
It's like, okay, that was the plan. But then she let us know she a bad girl and don't nobody run her. And she put motherfucking Richard Hatch up there. And I started hollering at the TV.
She said, "Get
I'm
your ass up
like,
there."
oh my girl did it. Y'all, I can't scream and yell because I don't want my dad to come in here and y'all don't need to see him right now. But I started hollering at that screen. I said, way to
Uh,
motherfucking go. Let's go. Not to mention, I was secretly hoping she would not put Jesse up. And it's only because I kind of want to see his character play out a little bit.
why
Mr. Harris.
Jesse?
I was hoping she did not. I was hoping
No, but
she
why
did
would she put him up?
exactly. That's what I'm saying. She had no reason to pick him up.
Right, right.
So I was hoping.
Candy was freaking out. Candy was like, "This was not a part of the plan. This was not a part of the plan."
Like, girl, you better be glad
And I will
you're not up
figure it out.
there. Like,
Okay. Be glad you're not a
so
bigger threat than Richard Hatch right now, because girl.
as if this wasn't enough, y'all. Miss Victoria pulls out her cock blocker and she saves West. Did you think she was gonna save anybody else? He saved her last week. He did this for this exact reason.
No, no, no. That was my reaction
Oh.
to her pulling out. But you know what's wild? This just goes to show you how good of a player Wes is. And I don't even know if he's in my top 3, but he's like, I'm starting to realize maybe I want him in my top 3
Mm-hmm.
because that is crazy. The way that came in clutch for him literally instantly is
Yeah.
insane. It's
Yes.
insane. It's crazy how that plays out. It's crazy. I know he
One
was feeling his oats.
100%. I just hate that Jesse caught a straight bullet. But if
Oh, is he
you
on the block now?
yes. So
Oh,
when she cock blocked on West. She said she was going to keep it an all boys thing because last week was all girls.
Oh
Yes,
yes.
up there. And I was like,
I know
no.
Candy was like,
I know, right? Glad I'm in drag tonight.
"Quite one of the girls tonight." Not for
Honey.
real. I forgot that she put Peck on the chopping block. So it's Richard, Spectacular, and Safari.
And Safari.
Who's going home?
We know it's not Safari. That's all I can confirm. And the fact that the argument with Richard and Tiffany already happened and we saw that in the preview, I don't know.
Why it's not Safari?
It's not Safari. I seen Safari in a preview in like throughout the trailer. You know
Oh,
how
with more
you
clips.
see the trailer, you see Safari more throughout, and we hadn't seen some of those
Yeah.
clips. But we also saw the argument with Tiffany, with New York and Richard Hatch, and we've already seen it. So I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. I don't know who's gonna make it, but I know it ain't gonna be Safari. I mean, I know
Who would you get rid of?
if they're smart, they'll get rid of Richard. I don't want them to get rid of Richard, but I also don't want them to get rid of Jesse. But he would be the easiest move to make for the
I would
house.
get rid of Safari. I would want to get rid of
Yeah, but then
Safari.
Safari possibly wins that they have a challenge. You know, so they those two are gonna
No,
do a
but I'm just
challenge.
saying. Oh, you're
And out of those
right.
three, Safari may win, but then again, Peck may win. And if Peck wins, then we know Richard Hatch is going home. I don't know. It starts in 4 minutes.
Oh, does it?
It starts in 4 minutes.
Oh my god, I don't know if I don't have live. It's okay. I'll just watch it tomorrow or sometime over the weekend.
I'll find it and send it to you. So we are left off on a cliffhanger, and I'm really kind of pissed off about it. That's why I wasn't in a rush to really talk because I feel like it was a up, but it was a semi filler. Like all of the action and gameplay stuff is going to be in tonight's episode
Hmm.
that airs. So I really kind of wanted to do them together, but considering we both got issues, scheduling issues, this just kind of worked out perfectly for us. So, what are your thoughts before we get out of here? What are your thoughts about the people on the block, and who do you choose to save? Save one, send one home.
Safari on the block. That's cool. I don't mind that. Spectacular on the block. I don't necessarily mind it, but also like it's kind of like he don't
Why?
really need to be there, right? He don't need to be there right now. Like you could like somebody could like use him for something. Like he's too much of a free agent to get rid of. And Richard Hatch I think is a smart idea, but I would love to keep him in the house. So I'm going to save Richard Hatch and boot Safari. That's how I would vote. Whoa, that's how I vote on the outsider's perspective. On the insider's perspective, I'm getting rid of Richard Hatch.
I'm right there with you. Like
Yeah.
everything you just said, spot on. I'm saving Richard from the outside. I'm saving Richard for my personal TV entertainment pleasure. Safari can go. I don't care to see him flirt with Larsa. I don't care to see him flirt with Tiffany or New York. Well, he calls her
Or the
Tiffany
other half of the house.
or the other half of the house. I really don't care to see it. I just don't like him, honestly. So he can go.
Oh,
Um,
and
I want to see what Jesse has. Um, back in the game space world. So I'm not ready to let him go yet. Like I'm not ready to let him go. And I want to see more of the Richard versus West. Rich took the first swing.
that's what I want.
I need to see West take his swing and see what happens first. So yeah, Safari can go. Safari can go. But yeah, definitely I'm like you. If I'm inside the house, yeah, Richard, you can go. You can go, baby.
But the Hatch, they got to go.
Hmm. What's your grade for this episode?
I'll give it a B plus.
Bro, get out my head.
Oh,
Get out my
I'll give it
head.
a B plus. It's because I'm looking at your picture at your camera right now, so at your video. So, yeah, it was a good episode. There was good drama. Um, just kind of
Just
left
needed a
me.
little bit more.
Yeah.
Just needed just a
What is that more? What's that more? What
the
more?
more for me would have been more in depth of the argument with New York and Richard. Maybe Larsa going at Candy a little bit, although Larsa did kill when Candy was not around, but Larsa was like, "Who is that?" Like after Candy went off on her, Candy walked off the first time. She was sitting. She was
Who is
at
that?
yeah, and Teresa and goes, "Who is that?"
That is hilarious. I forgot all about that. That
So
is funny. That is
but I
funny.
just needed her to give Candy a little bit more back. Maybe I'd have felt a little bit better. But again, I don't like ending on just the three nominees. Like at least if I'm gonna end the episode, at least
Make
let
it
me
a
know
good
who
three.
got saved.
I I
And
think I feel like if Camilla chose a different three. Now I don't know if the three that she chose also aligned with what Richard and Candy wanted for her supervillain use or
no,
whatever.
because
Oh,
Richard, if that's the
okay.
case, Richard wouldn't have been on the block.
No, well, I'm not okay. Let me rephrase. I don't know if the first two that she put was on her radar, or if she just put them there to keep the illusion, to surprise Rich. I would have liked if she just fully stuck to whatever she wanted to do. Been like, Victoria, get up there. Tiffany, if I want you up there, get up there. Richard Hatch, get up there. You know what I'm saying? Because then everybody, well, really, Rich and Candy would have been gagging, and that's what I wanted to live for.
Gotcha. Okay, well, I guess we'll find out in a moment or at the end of tonight who goes home, who stays, and who goes home. And with that, we are going to get out of here. Make sure you guys like this video. If you have not already, hit the subscribe button on your way out. As always, I'm your girl Shay.
I'm your boy Malik.
Peace out. Even the dog saying it's time to go. He's barking. He's ready for us to go. Yeah.
They've been barking for a while.
I just started hearing him.
Oh, okay.
Started hearing him. That's how I was like, yeah, he ready for us to cut this out. He's so tired.
Gosh, be quiet. Shut your ass up.
Bye guys.
Bye, y'all.